Surprise, surprise. Snook. Of course. Let's break into this beast. Now I bought these with my own money. CAMMUS actually had agreed to sending me these, but it was gonna take a little bit too long to get to me, so I decided to bypass the process, and I bought them. Mostly because I needed them. Some stickers, a product checklist, checking it once, checking it twice. Oh, yes. Okay, we got another CAMMUS branded USB printer type cable. Oddly enough, no ferrite chokes in that one. Not a huge deal, but I do like to see that. We got a control box, aluminum. Okay, we got the clutch, brake, and throttle inputs, and we have a, what is it, an RJ connection, and the USB port right here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of external devices like this, but it does make it a little bit more modular, so if this fails, or a pedal fails, or some circuitry fails, they can just send you a new box, or they can send you a new pedal, or a new cable, or whatever. Like, it's a little bit more modular this way, but I don't typically like this. This is the brake pedal, I can tell because of the damper here. Oh, and it's, oh nice, it's got some different settings too. It goes from 1, or I guess 0, to 8. Got some little dial there. I can tell it's gonna feel pretty damn decent. You can see the big old chunky load cell right there. It's a Maven load cell, 100 kilograms. And we got some spacers as well, so we can tune this exactly to our liking. And we can also adjust this as well. Really nice hardware, it looks like, very industrial. We got nylon locking nuts, very appropriate because this is gonna take a lot of abuse. Absolutely no play. So the bases here, these are steel. I believe that the pedal arms, they feel like aluminum, but the pedal plates here are also steel. Does not look like they're adjustable up and down or side to side. Okay, let's take a look at the other pedals here. Now I will say that the coloration of the springs, I know this is not a big deal, but the coloration of the springs, I don't really like the colors that were chosen here. This is sort of a light blue, sort of a pumpkin-y looking orange. The orange is not super bad, but tan, I'm gonna tell you here, tan is not really typically a sporty color. Again, these are gonna be under your feet, so it really doesn't matter, but you know, it's just something to note. You know, I always mention the coloration of things because some people really care about the aesthetics of things. And actually, these really look nice. They look solid as hell. Like, the welds are decent on them. It just looks like this was built to last a lifetime. And everything on here is replaceable easily. And, okay, there's kind of like a free-floating spacer stack in here, and I guess you can adjust that, but this is the throttle. I can already tell you that this throttle pedal is gonna be too stiff right off the bat, but it is adjustable. This is the clutch, and got some different mounting points here. And as you can see, there are other ways to increase or decrease the resistance right here on the pedal arm. You can see there's 3 positions here. This one really doesn't have much options because it's already taken up one of the locations, and I don't think these can be right next to each other, but that doesn't matter. The brake pedal should be kind of stiff. The cables are not hardwired. If you have a problem with a cable, you can just replace the whole cable. That's good. I do like that. Not so with the load cell. That is hardwired. So if you have any problems with the load cell, you have to replace the load cell entirely. These are a much better looking, and so far in terms of the robustness, feeling pedal set than the last pedal set. Now, I do want to mention that the throttle pedal and the clutch pedal are Hall effect sensors. Nothing besides the load cell sensor here can wear out over time. Let's see what comes in the hardware pack here. Comes with a couple tools. Now, these are not lifetime tools whatsoever, but this is definitely a tool that will get you by setting these pedals up for the first time, and maybe even multiple times. We got a couple different Allen wrenches. This appears to be a 6mm and a 6mm, and it looks like a 4mm, or is it a 5? Let me go ahead and set down the mother plate. This is very, very robust. Nice textured coating on here. It's gonna stand the test of time here. I guarantee this. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty scratch resistant. If it's not, who cares? You can see these are all slotted, which is good. I don't like when they just have like these hard mounted points. I like to be able to slide the pedals. So this is awesome. And there's also slots on the side here, so it can accommodate many different size rigs. This is not a threaded heel plate. What I mean by that is the hardware that comes with this, you're gonna require two sides of it to attach it. So whatever you stick on here is gonna be sticking out the back, so it's not gonna be flush mounted. So you need to make sure to have clearance underneath the pedals. That's the throttle. Oh shit, wrong side. Gotta remember I'm looking at it from your perspective, or you're looking at it from your perspective, I'm looking at it from my perspective. That makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? So CAMMUS, if you're watching this, please include some double-sided tape for this so you can mount it to the pedal plate. Not a huge deal, I got plenty of double-sided tape, but not everyone does. There ain't no other sizes besides two. There's just the big ones, which are big, and those fit in there. And then the little ones, which are right here, and those fit in there. One by one. I just dropped something. Hopefully they included extra. Well, ain't that lucky? Oh, I just dropped it again. Well, isn't that cute? But it's wrong. We're just gonna thread it on a couple threads. 1, 2, okay, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut that door. So, these things ain't going nowhere. Not anytime soon, at least. Why do I keep on defaulting to that weird, exaggerated southern accent I'm doing? I don't know why. Let's go ahead and wrench on, damn it, I did it again! Let's go ahead and wrench on these things. I'm trying to get the full experience here. I'm trying to use the tools that are included so I can see how the majority of the people will be setting these up for the first time. Trying to feel the frustrations, if there are any. And anytime you use these kind of tools, ever since their invention, there have been frustrations. I've lost 1 or 2 screws and nuts. I lost 1 or 2 nuts. Nylon nuts are a bit of a pain in the ass to work with, but once you got them on there, they're on there. And unless you like screw them and unscrew them, screw them and unscrew them, you know, a million times in a row, they're gonna stay pretty effective. Woo, she's coming down. I'm not talking cats and dogs, I'm talking weasels and gophers, but still coming down. Set it down, go to town. Everything's solid. Look at that. 0 wobble. Wow, the clutch feels good and stiff. We're gonna probably assume that the clutch can be stiffer though. The throttle pedal definitely feels too stiff. I don't know why that would be the default setting. Oh wow, okay, that came off super easy. 4 different spacers looks like, plus the spring retention. So that's kind of a spacer too. Oh, it's hailing, it looks like. Okay. We must continue on. That is feeling better. I might have to stop filming for a little bit. It's getting too loud. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. And we're back. That was getting crazy out there. It was indeed hail. Really small hail, but it's still loud as hell. I'm thinking it's gonna be good enough setup-wise here, or at least initial setup. And it's perfect! Full pedal coverage. You don't know how much of a nightmare it is to set up new gear on my rig. There's always so much stuff around my rig because of the videos I make, all this dumb stuff I do. How's it going? So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna slide this on back, and we fucking can't. Damn it! So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in here, I'm gonna regret that I did that soon. Okay, I haven't regretted it yet. Let's see if I do within the next 5 to 10 seconds. 10, 9. Yep, I regret it. Never do anything the easy way. Let me give you some advice. Don't ever take the easy way out. Always do things the absolute hardest way possible, and you will be much more satisfied in your life when you actually finally get something right. You're like, you know what? I do deserve a pat on my back for that horrible experience I put myself through. I do deserve it. I am worthy. I am the one.
the only Dougal Tompathan.
So now I'm giving myself a big old pat in the back because it was impossible. Hey, damn it, Spidey. What the hell is this thing?
It's a brown recluse.
Look at this. Look how perfect this is.
Don't listen to my heavy breathing.
Damn it, how long has this cable been hanging down here? Wait, where is it? Oh, it's this one. I'm sorry, everybody. The brake pedal feels good. I like that. Okay, clutch is too easy. A lot of travel. But okay, so we gotta stiffen up the clutch. We have to put the bolt on. This was the bolt that I forgot to reinstall. Pretty essential, but who knows? Let's go ahead and pivot this bad boy on there. Yeah, very, very easy to adjust these. I'm really impressed, honestly, how easy that was. Okay, that one feels good. I like that one. I like the brake. Probably need to adjust the damper a little bit. Yeah, very easy to adjust these, especially if you got like plenty of room behind your rig, which I don't. Make sure and reinstall the bolt this time. Okay, let's see how much that stiffened her up. Woo! That feels good. She's stiff like I knew she could be. It's actually too stiff. Well, that's good to know that it can get too stiff for me. Didn't think there was such a thing. Now, I'm gonna probably need to put something in between this to create a stop. The travel is a bit much. Better to have too much travel than not enough, because you can fix too much travel. You cannot fix not enough, at least not very easy. And I'm thinking it's gonna feel damn good. Yeah, the brake pedal, I like the brake pedal. I think I could use a little bit more dampening feeling, or it's on 0 right now, so let's go ahead. Let's turn on max. Whoa, that's super stiff. Okay, so yeah, that feels better. I'm gonna adjust the preload, but that's good. Throttle pedal feels good. A little bit springy, but very easy to manipulate, very controllable. And yeah, the damper, like, it just turns it into a completely solid pedal. So at 7, in my opinion, is unusable, but again, it's better to have too much range than not enough. So let's go ahead and go to the like 3. Woo! Okay, that's a little bit too stiff. So let's go ahead and try 2. No clicks, no detents. Okay, I'm liking that, but let's see what 1 feels like. And of course, you can do anything in between the numbers as well. Oh, that might be the magic spot right there. 1 feels good. Okay, I could do a little bit more tension on the throttle and a little bit less travel. So like, I like the travel stop about right there, and it goes another inch. So we can put something in between there, like some washers or something like that. The clutch feels stiff enough, but the travel's a little bit too much, so we're gonna find some stuff to stick in there. I dig how this feels. It's a big improvement over their last pedal set. Now, I said I had double-sided tape, but did I? I don't think I did. Why is it not focusing? Boom! Focus. I don't like these types of connections. Just to show you other companies do similar things, such as Husingveld. They also do something similar, so it's not out of the ordinary. Okay, so here's my mounting solution. I just put some foam tape on the bottom of the actual pedal plate, and then some foam tape on a angle bracket, and I just pushed it up against this thing until this thing is solid. It's on there. So, and then I also put a little piece of Velcro there to support the weight of the cable. So if it gets pulled from this location rather than this location. So we should be good to go. Here we go. I'm glad that CAMMUS did not laser etch the name into the pedal plate, because last time it would catch your heels. So they just used like a paint or something like that, or maybe a different process, but it's smooth now to your heels. So if you're the type to kind of just rest your heels wherever, you know, it won't catch on the laser etching anymore, or the engraving, whatever it was. The brake pedal feels great. Honestly, it's one of the better brake pedals I've felt. Okay, the pedals come up right away. Let's go ahead and check them here. So we'll go to the pedals, throttle. Okay, the throttle seems to be higher resolution than last time. Yeah, I like the software to set the max and min. It's very intuitive. The pedal faces feel amazing. Like they're good size. They feel super solid. And they have just enough resistance or friction on them to stay planted underneath your feet. And then just enough slidability to where like you don't feel like your foot's getting caught on anything if you're transitioning over. It doesn't feel like it's grabbing your shoe unnaturally. So actually, I think that this coating and everything and the pedal faces, the shapes, they feel great. Yeah, compared to the SimMagic, I like the brake pedal better on the CAMMUS. This one feels more hydraulic. It feels a little bit more realistically mechanical. Okay, heel toe doesn't feel bad. I can get used to that. Well, the clutch pedal just feels way too long of a throw. So we're gonna have to adjust that, and I can show you how we're gonna do that. On the plus side, if you like a super long pedal throw, you got it. Yeah, the brake pedal feels really good.
It's left free, don't cut.
Every single one of these pedals has a very great range of adjustability. They do feel like they're more expensive pedals. Like everything feels really tight tolerance-wise. Now, do I miss certain features from my SimMagic pedals, which are more than twice as expensive? Yes, I miss the hydraulic throttle pedal. But yeah, overall, this is a huge improvement over the last pedal set, fit and finish wise, functionality wise, performance wise, even just like plain adjustability. Like, you know, it's easier to adjust everything. One thing CAMMUS could do quite simply and cheaply is just add more plastic spacers. So here's a closer look at how many spacers I have in there. So you can see right there, I put a rubber part so that there's a little bit of a soft stop at the end of the throttle. That does not come with the kit, but I have those just because I buy those for pretty much all of my pedals, and I always put those on there if I can. And then for the clutch, I did the same thing. There's a little rubber piece right there, and then there's a plastic piece and another rubber piece. So at the end of the clutch, it feels a little bit softer as well. And of course, you can find these rubber spacers and the plastic spacers at places like Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's. They all have pretty decent hardware sections where you can find that kind of stuff. Just bring in one of these rods and one of the springs so you can make sure that the stuff fits between the springs and on the rod. It needs to be freely moving. Okay, so what I discovered after taking the pedal faces off is there are indeed washers underneath, and there's washers underneath all of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the washers off the clutch and the throttle and put them all on the brake. You will notice a little ball, and if I unscrew this, it lowers down into its chamber. So I'm unscrewing the bottom here. This is the load cell. Basically, the load cell housing and this part is kind of bottoming out, so we need to make a little bit more clearance for it to have room to push down a little bit more so we can have more load cell range. So as you can see, I just added a single washer on both sides. This entire housing is threaded, so those locking nuts don't need to be super engaged as long as you have it on tight enough, but you do want to make sure it's on tight to where it doesn't wiggle around. Now, before you put the load cell back in there and put it all back together, make sure you have the divot side, not the Allen key side, facing upward. So that's what this plate right here presses up against. Just kind of sits in there. So you see on the other end of this plate right here, that's where it slots in. This plate is what goes up against here for your pressure to actually transfer to the load cell. So it should look like that now. And after you get these in tight, then take your locking nuts, pop them back on. Now they're not going to go on all the way to where they engage with the nylon part anymore, but still just lock it on there. Should be good enough. Shouldn't back out as long as you get it tight enough. Okay. And if you don't trust it, go ahead and throw some thread locker on there. Blue, not red. So now you want to make sure your ball height is correct. And I would say anything about right there, halfway up, should be good. So now if you made the mistake of popping this little square piece out, this little rectangular piece, no big deal if it fell out. So all you got to do is bring these two plates forward. You want to make sure and attach this first. So get it kind of like off angle so you could attach one side first. Like that. And then pop the other one in. And now holding the plates together, just slide this bad boy in the little slot. There we go. And then just move the whole assembly down. And now you're ready to rock. All you gotta do is pop this bad boy back in. This is what I found to be the best amount of space in between the, in its most neutral position with this all the way up, this little collar, this threaded collar. So you wanna put the washer here on the side that this is gonna reconnect. Like that. Just kinda like poke it out a little bit. Then thread this in, or not thread it in, but just place it in there. And then while you're pushing down on this right here, with the other finger, just press on the screw on the other side here. Okay, there it is. So now it's on there. So now I just gotta get it all the way. So now I can just pull on it and push the rest of it the way. There we go. And we are ready to reassemble. So one thing you also wanna do is you wanna check this gap right here, unscrew these two here, and then move this whole cylinder thing forward or backward. So just based on your preference, but I wanted to have maximum stroke, so that's what I did. Okay, snug it up. And you got your brake pedal done. That's all you gotta do. Now you can see how much more gap and clearance we have. That'll give us a lot more range to use on the load cell. So final thoughts. I think these pedals are great for the price. And I venture to say that these are the best quality pedals you can get for this price range. Have a good day. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.